The day that changed everything was when I was 16. I got invited to go to a friend's house, and I was shocked when the girl stood up and pointed at me and said, "Jordan's a Jew." Her father started doing the Hitler salute. All the other girls were laughing. I felt so unsafe. That was the first time I ever really understood how deeply rooted anti-Semitism is.
Nothing made sense. There was so much anti-Semitism in my school. A lot of people were just saying that you should stand with Palestine.
Even before October 7th, there was multiple instances of swastikas and things weren't really taken seriously.
The posters were just barbaric. Friends being pushed, rocks being thrown at us. These incidents affect my Judaism. I think it actually made it stronger. NCSY has definitely been there for me during this horrific period. They are still there for me.
Growing up was just going to Sunday school. When I started going to a bigger school, I slowly became the only Jewish kid, and that became very isolating. I found JSU Club, and it took that isolation away from me. It's my favorite time of the week, seeing Rabbi with all the pizzas. On the 7th of October, when I started seeing the anti-Israel protests, it was just this realization that anti-Semitism is still as prevalent as it's ever been. To see people I go to school with and I've known my whole life talking about how Zionists are Nazis was so hard to look at and read. Walking into JSU Club, it was a different feeling. Though it was such a sad and heart-wrenching meeting, it really helped. Every day at school, it's hard. I feel it inside of me, my Jewish pride, but sometimes it's scary to show it externally. Going to JSU Club just makes me feel a lot more comfortable and so proud to be a part of this community that has just united so much after the most terrible day ever. After October the 7th, I've never wanted to scream out, "I'm Jewish," more than ever, because I want people to know that we're not going to be silent.
The first event I went to was the Gala International Convention. It made me learn a lot about myself, who I wanted to be. This summer, I went on TJJ, which was the most incredible experience of my life, but it was the greatest decision I've ever made. I honestly, genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, want to thank JSU for everything they've done for me. They've completely changed me as a person for the better.
The reason why, at such a young age, I decided that this is what I was going to do. I was going to speak out is, of course, the anti-Semitism that I encountered. Actually, I went to a JSU conference in 10th grade. I met so many kids that were so passionate. Even at such a young age, it's never too early to start making a difference. There's some adults that won't even speak out, and I feel like it's my responsibility to be that voice for the Jewish people. So for me, JSU is a place in my school where I feel the most comfortable and safe because of the daily anti-Semitism. Being in JSU and being able to walk into a space where everybody is accepting of our Judaism and our religion. So everybody there is there for the same reason I am, to find a Jewish community. And this year especially, we've had a lot of freshmen come in. They're very passionate, and I'm so excited to see what kind of leaders that they'll become in JSU and the community that we have. I've brought in people from Stand With Us to speak. I've brought in unique workshops to teach everybody how to continue the legacy of the Jewish people. And just because I'm a Jewish student, and just because I may have different cultural practices, I deserve the same education as everybody else. And just like all students from all different backgrounds deserve to learn about their homelands and about where they came from, as a Jewish person, I deserve to learn about and feel the same sense of respect for Israel.
So the tragedy and the trauma of October 7th and what our people have experienced in the weeks and the months since has also led to this awakening where every Jew around the world realizes, I now have to really decide, who am I? What am I connected to? And so JSU has offered so many teens that connection, that relationship, that mentorship that can introduce them to Torah, to tradition, to inspiration, to really help them find their own voice as passionate, committed Jews. And as much as our people are hurting, we're also seeing such strength, such courage, such resilience. So many teens standing up in this moment and saying, I'm a proud Jew, I'm not ashamed, I'm courageous, and even if it will have social costs, political costs, I don't care. I know what I love and I know where I stand.
NCSY has been around for almost 7 decades, almost 3/4 of a century. And during that time, it has accomplished the most extraordinary things. But you sometimes have to wonder if all of that was not created for this moment in particular. Never before have the values and messages, the love of NCSY, the love that NCSY provides to our community, the welcoming and comforting embrace that has never been needed as much as it is needed today. Our teens need it. Our community needs it. This is the magic of NCSY. This is the time for NCSY.